A crucial decision from the Supreme Court has Democrats smiling in Virginia. Voters there will cast ballots in redrawn districts in November, and that could make it harder for Republicans to stay in power. Now, that's the headline, but Mike Valerio has a little bit more.
Republicans called it a supreme disappointment, a decision today saying the GOP couldn't challenge new maps for Virginia House districts that could change the course of the Commonwealth. Bottom line, there are now 6 districts, mostly in Richmond and Hampton Roads, that'll be easier for Democrats to win in November. That's according to the nonpartisan Virginia Public Access Project.
This is, at least at first, a Virginia issue, but it's a Virginia issue that in the long term could have national implications.
The problem here was racial gerrymandering. Federal court said too many black voters were packed into too few districts. But now that the redrawn districts will be used in November, Democrats have a chance to take the Virginia House and Senate, potentially resetting the state's priorities. Issues that once went nowhere, like gun control, abortion rights, and even greater access to health care, could move forward. Virginia is now center stage for a high-stakes battle, a potential shift in power that could send a message leading into the presidential primaries.
One more important note here, the justices didn't say that gerrymandering itself was illegal. They only said Virginia as a state had to challenge the boundaries, not just Virginia Republicans. So we could see a bigger decision on gerrymandering that the court is considering as early as Thursday. Leslie?
All right, Mike.